Listening to WQOX 88.5 FM, the voice of Shelby County Schools. It's Cathy Hart, your musical masseuse. And right now, I have with me Mr. Meka Egwuekwe Crew here, and he's going to talk about Code Crew and all the exciting things you guys have going on over there. So, first of all, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, doing well. How about yourself today?
That's awesome. Now, let me ask you this, Code Crew. How long have you guys been around and what exactly do you guys do? Are you?
Sure. So CodeCrew, we are a nonprofit that teaches kids and adults to write software. We're all about computational thinking and computer science for kids and adults. And we've been around since May of 2015, so a little over 5 years. And we started with a single summer camp at the Leicester Community Center in Binghamton that the Memphis Grizzlies funded so we can mentor kids and make mobile apps. And now that's expanded to lots and lots of programs where we go directly into schools to teach computer science, do after school programs as well. We do the largest youth hackathon in Memphis area. We train teachers to teach computer science. We have been successful getting legislation passed for computer science education, and then we train adults in a coding boot camp. So it's a lot of things that we do in 5 short years, but we are trying to run it twice as fast as the ones in front.
Okay. And so, Code Crew, you guys work with students of all ages?
Well, so in the we have two divisions really. So there's a K through 12 division, and we do work with kids K through 12. Um,
Okay.
Mostly directly in schools and then some after school as well. And then for adults, any adult that has a high school diploma and can do at least uh, high school algebra is
Okay.
eligible
It,
to apply and participate in our class.
okay. So, you guys have been around all this time and you guys have been like pouring knowledge into the students and as well as adults. And you're one of the creators of this organization. So tell me, when you guys came up with the idea, what made you say, okay, this is what we need to do?
Sure, sure. This it's actually started with myself, Audrey Willis, and Petya Grady. We were all volunteers in a great other program called Black Girls Code that um, um, was here in Memphis and still is here in Memphis. And we at the same time we came across this opportunity to launch something that was specific to Memphis and allow us to move the needle even more rapidly in computer science education in Memphis. And so myself and Elliot Perry, who we both sit on the board of the Civil Rights Museum, he pulled me aside one day and we sat down in a Starbucks and talked about what eventually became CodeCrew. And so from that start with that great program of Black Girls Code under Kimberly Bryant, who's a Memphian herself, and then Elliot Perry, as well as Diane Terrell at the Memphis Grizzlies Foundation. We, those conversations eventually evolved to what became CodeCrew in May of 2015.
Okay, that's exciting. And so in 2020, a lot of things have happened and a lot of things have not happened. But one of the main things that have happened is we are in this virtual space now, in a lot of different areas. We are now in this virtual space. So, you know, I mean, that's right into where you guys are, right? So it's just exciting now for you guys, right?
Yeah, it is. It's exciting. It's an exciting time because, if you can say there's a silver lining to this crisis, it is new ways of delivering, education are evolving. New ways of just doing business are evolving. And so it is an exciting time in that sense. But yeah, we've had to, adjust like everyone. Fortunately, we're a tech nonprofit, so we are comfortable with technology and we're able to move quickly to convert classes into being online editions of our classes. And then, our summer programs actually were able to expand because we were able to effectively double the number of kids we serve over the summer, including some kids coming from, actually connecting from other states, from California and Texas and New York and Florida and elsewhere. So that's been really great for us. The school year started, and Shelby County Schools making that great achievement of assuring that every child has a connected device. That allows us to actually, ensure that every child can get access to quality computer science education, at least through our programs that through the kids we can directly serve.
Oh, wow, that's exciting. A lot of things going on. So, you guys have some, we talked off air. You guys have some events coming up, you know, and so we want to make sure that we let our listening community know exactly, what you guys have going on.
Sure, sure. I'd like to share events, and I'd also like to celebrate a great gift that we got from our friends at Verizon as well, who granted us $50,000 to allow us to expand our after school and summer programming.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
So on the ground here in Memphis, Talia Harris, whose birthday is today, I think, she was instrumental in making that happen, along with Keela Jones from our team, for that great accomplishment. And we do have a number of events coming up. We've got three I'd like to highlight if we have a moment to do so. The first is on November 17th. We are partnering with the CS for All organization, csforall.org, out of New York, to do a commitment showcase. This is where a number of organizations from around the country have made public statements about their commitment to computer science education. They're going to all be showcased in a high-profile event November 17th at 6 p.m. Central Time. And you can go to summit.csforall.org or go to the CodeCrew website to at code-crew.org to learn more about that. And we got some great names there, part of that too. Carly Kloss, the supermodel, is one of the speakers. Mike Conley Jr., who used to play for the Memphis Grizzlies, is one of the speakers. Daryl Chill Mitchell from NCIS New Orleans is one of the speakers. Mitch Resnick, one of the founders of Scratch, the great programming language that's used all over the world, is one of the speakers as well, and a good number of more. So it's a great event that I think people don't want to miss, and registration is free for it. And on the second event is November 23rd to the 25th. We are partnering with the Tariq Black Foundation, Tariq Black used to play at the University of Memphis and in the NBA, and for other teams around the world. We're partnering with them as well as Coliseum Sport, an Israeli-based sports tech company. And we're doing a global sports tech youth challenge where 25 kids in Memphis and 25 kids in Tel Aviv, Israel, are going to be working together to build sports tech businesses. And they'll do that over 3 days from the 23rd to the 25th. And on Wednesday the 25th, those businesses that they're launching will be presented to the greater community around the world on that day.
Wow.
Those are the 3 days leading up to Thanksgiving. And and then the last event I'd like to share that's on the radar is December 12th is our annual Hour of Code. And so that is the Hour of Code is a great phenomenon that's started by code.org in celebration of Grace Hopper's birthday. And Grace Hopper is a lady who's one of the great pioneers in computer science. And so every year, millions of kids from around the world come together and spend at least an hour doing some code. And so it is a great fun event. We make it a fun and exciting event with kids. This year it'll be virtual, so it'll be our first time doing it that way. But on December the 12th, we'll be hosting. In the past we've had 70 or 80 kids at a time doing this, building their own dance parties with using programming languages and all kinds of fun things. So those are three events I'd love to share. And again, we're so tremendously happy and thankful for our friends at Verizon for giving us that generous grant so that we can expand our further programming in Memphis to more kids.
Wow. So you guys, not just locally, internationally, globally, you're helping to have our students fine tune skills that can put them that really put them in the market globally. And it's a fun thing to do. So you guys kind of sneak the learning up on them, right?
That's right. That's right. You gotta meet kids where they are, and we were both kids, and all of us were kids at one time,
Right.
and so my own story. I grew up in Castalia in South Memphis, but what got me interested in computer science wasn't this interesting computer science. I didn't even know what it was. It was I wanted to learn. I wanted to play games, and I wanted to learn how to make games. And so from that seed, turned into a 19-year career as a software professional, as a software developer, as I was before I quit my job about 5 years ago to run CodeCrew.
Right. And back in the day, when people were gamers, they say gamers now, but back in the day, being intrigued with the internet at that time and in the early stages and all that other kind of stuff, people might tell you, oh, you're not going to get a job. You're not going to make any money playing those games all day. You know what I'm saying? And now, literally, the field is wide open.
It is. It's amazing to me that on platforms like Twitch and others that you can get paid for playing video games, and people just want to watch you play them. And then on top of that, there's esports, which is a growing and booming field, and so people are getting paid like the Grizzlies Grizz gaming team to play basketball or whatever the sports are, in the gaming context. And then also there's just the opportunities for making games. And at CodeCrew, we teach
Make
kids how
it
to make their own.
right.
And
Right. Exactly.
we want them to see themselves as tech producers, make some games, make some money off these games, and see,
Exactly.
see those as the launching points for their own careers. And so that's what we're trying to do is build that culture, especially for underrepresented groups, African Americans, Latinx, and girls. They need to know that they are just as capable of doing this work as any white or Asian male, and that there's room for everyone. And there's room for everyone at CodeCrew. We don't turn anyone away. We certainly target those underrepresented groups because we want everyone to see themselves as tech producers that they're destined to be.
Exactly. And you're also, I just thought about it while you were speaking, you're also teaching them a different language. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we think of multi-language, if people are multilingual or bilingual, we think about either the foreign languages of Spanish, French, Arabic, all of that, um, even sign language, American Sign or whatever. But actually, coding is another language.
It is a lot like learning another language, but it's definitely a different way of approaching problems too, right? That computational thinking, those elements actually help kids in their other subjects. Everything from pattern recognition to decomposing large problems into smaller ones, uh, algorithms or strategies to solve problems,
Yes.
classifying things, those kinds of things don't just apply to computer science; they apply across the board. And so it's problem solving, and then also it is like learning another language, even though it's not identical. I'm still learning to speak
Exactly.
French, because there's a lot of cultures embedded in learning a spoken language. But learning these languages that machines understand and can,
Yep.
and therefore have the machines actually perform tasks and execute actions for you. That is increasingly critical in this world where kids are increasingly surrounded by computers and software.
Wow. And so, how do students, you know what I'm saying? How do they get involved? Because I know there's some parents and guardians and even students listening, and they're like, okay, so how do I get involved? What do I need to do? How do they reach out to you guys? You have your website and all of that.
Absolutely. So certainly you can reach out to us on our website at code-crew.org. But you can also find us on Facebook, Code Crew, the Memphis one. You can also find us on Twitter and Instagram at underscore Code Crew. And so those are some of the best ways to reach us. Of course, you can always call us at 901-229-1720 as well. But those are great ways to reach us, and an email too at team, that's TEAM, at code-crew.org. So lots of ways to reach us, but a great way is to just start at our website.
Well, awesome. Congratulations on the grant. Thank you for your service to the students and the adults. You know what I'm saying? And congratulations on Code Crew, and everything that you guys do. Okay, listeners and viewers, check it out. Code Crew. It's code-crew.org. Did I say that correctly?
Absolutely.
Go
Absolutely. Thank
me.
you.
Go me.
Right on.
So look them up, parents, students, if you're interested in coding, if you're interested in everything that Mr. Meka has, introduced to us today, make sure you go and look them up, okay? Make sure you check it out. Make sure you even inquire. You might find something you really like. Thank you so much for giving us some of your time. You're
You as well.
listening to
Appreciate the
88.5 FM.